Hello, Flosstube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore, my channel all about cross stitch with a little bit of paper crafting thrown into. Today is an extra special Flosstube extra. I always so look forward to these videos. We are doing the 2024 Fall Artist Trading Card Swap. I almost forgot the name of my own swaps. So, you know that 3 times this year in 2024, I hosted a swap of artist trading cards. If you are new, an artist trading card is a tiny little work of art that is 2.5 by 3.5 inches big. And we created a theme, and everybody just kind of let their imagination run wild with their stitching, what they stitched, how they stitched it, how they finished it, all that good stuff. If you've never done a trading card and you'd like to participate, you are more than welcome in 2025 to come join us. And if you'd like some more information, I have a dedicated playlist to artist trading cards, and you will see different things I use for adhesives and how I attach my stitching and things like that. There are many ways. This just happens to be the one way I have figured out I like doing it. And then there are the show and tells. And so for every swap, I have gone through and I do a show and tell. So you will get a huge amount of finishing ideas looking through those, because you all blow me away with your creativity and your ideas and thoughts about how to finish some of these items. And it amazes me each and every time, and I absolutely love it. So feel free to go and check those back out. Even if you have participated, if you just want some ideas of maybe how to do something different in 2025. So let's just jump right in. The theme was Things with Wings, and I love, 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 love the different ideas of what you chose to stitch, how you interpreted that theme, how you finished your items. Every single one of these that you are going to see is just an exquisite little work of art. So I'm so excited and so thankful that you all decided to jump on and do this fun little swap with me. All right, so I am just going to go through and show you. Now on the back of a trading card, the one thing I always ask for is just your name. You don't have to put anything else beyond that, but you can put the date, you can title it, you can put where you stitched the stuff from, and all of that other information. So if a stitcher put where they got the little pattern from, I will let you know. All the other information generally, though, I don't add because these videos are long enough as it is. All right, so let's start with our very first one here, and this is a Doreen Jones pattern. And I think it is just so sweet. I'm a big fan of kind of those bright reds and maroons, brights, and things like that, and then add a little blue in and you've got me all together. This one was stitched all the way to the edges design-wise, so basically something like that, all you have to do is put it on your base card if you were wondering where to start if you've never done a trading card before. So there we go. There's our very first one. Okay, so birds, bees, butterflies, bats. There's all sorts of bee flying things, but there are so many other things that are here. But you will see a theme of some items. I myself stitched a dragon, and what was the other thing I stitched? Oh, a raven, a bird. So I kind of thought about those ideas, but there was so much more, as you'll see as we go along. Alrighty, so this one right here, I thought this was kind of cool. So this is stitched actually on 2 different pieces of fabric. They're the same fabric, but just layered. So you have this one right here stitched. Now, some of the stitchers placed their cards in the plastic containers. In some cases, I was able to easily take them out. In others, if they're in nice and nestled nicely, I don't mess with them because I don't want to ruin anything. So sometimes if you see them in the plastic, I'll do my best with the glare, but I don't want to, finagle too hard to try to get them out and then maybe, bend a corner that wouldn't have been bent or things like that. So anyway, that's why this one's a little shiny. Then the stitcher also stitched Be Happy on here and then layered them on and stitched it. There's a stitch all the way around the edge, and I am not a sewer, so I know there's a name probably for that, but I don't know what it is. And then, oh, I should have put my reading glasses on. And then they also did here, so you can see if you look close, it's kind of a 2-layered piece, and it's really neat because it's got a little bit of dimension there. So that's fun. I hadn't thought to do that. Probably because I don't really sew. All right, this next one. So here you're going to start to see some of the different interpretations of things with wings. This one here was from 2-Hour Cross Stitch Patrice Boreas, and the stitcher thought about time flying. And so here's a clock with wings and it's an adapted design by the stitcher. And they named it On the Wings of Time or Time Flies. And so they have the stitched piece here, which they cut, you know, in kind of a fun little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octagon size. And then this looks like pattern paper that they layered it on and then put it on the base. So I thought that was cute. That made me chuckle with the interpretation of flying, or wings, I suppose, right? All right, this next one is from Just Cross Stitch magazine, autumn 2024. And I also chose to stitch this one. You won't see it today because I had misplaced my trading card stitches stuff. And so I had the stitches, and then I had what I was going to do for finishing and my ideas, and they weren't together. So that's going to get done before they get mailed out, obviously, but you won't see that in today's video. They actually named the dragon Norbert, which I think is adorable. And there is a little cloud that the dragon is sitting on, and then some clouds up here with a very pretty kind of lilac-y fabric. Very cute. All right, this next one here, and I'm trying to remember, so it's written this way, but I'm gonna put it this way. So forgive me, the designer of this one, if I'm taking liberties with how your trading card's supposed to be shown. This one is actually Love Bug by Darling and Whimsy. Oh, but then you have two, because you can do the heart this way, right? Well, that makes sense. But then we have this way too, if we want to have the bug going. So either direction. That's the beauty. If you want to put them however you want to display them, you can display them on little teeny tiny easels. I have them sometimes in little teeny tiny frames. These things, they will fit in. I also use them in baseball sleeves. In the sleeve, it would definitely go up and down this way. I don't know if there's sleeves that are sideways, because the baseball cards wouldn't go sideways. So I'm not sure. Now, I remember when the stitcher stitched this, I'm going to show it this way because I want to show you the design. That is, okay, I'm 99% sure because, you know, we never know with my brain. I think the stitcher colored all of that in and created the multicolored background, which is phenomenal. So much fun. What a great idea. I love that idea. And then you're creating your own pattern paper, which is a lot of fun. This next one here, the stitcher actually really took advantage, I think, of some lovely fabric, variegated fabric. I was going to say a pattern paper because it kind of almost gives that vibe because it's got the motion in it. So keep those fabric scraps. If you've got some nice extra fabric and you think, oh, what am I going to do with this? Think it might work for a trading card. But this one here is from Just Cross Stitch Halloween 2024. And so we have the bats and the moon. But look at that. Doesn't that look like there's motion with the background with the fabric? I think it's just lovely how that was designed and created. So it definitely looks like a spooky sort of night and the bats flying in front of the moon. I've been taking to keeping my scraps of fabric, maybe not 2.5 by 3.5, because to hold it and stitch it would be difficult, but anything like just a slightly bit bigger, because you don't need margins. And so you have a whole new way to use some of those fabric scraps that might have gotten thrown out otherwise. This one here is leaning into kind of that winter theme with this adorable little penguin, which I hadn't thought about that. That's a great idea, actually. Penguins do have wings. And it's actually stitched on a kind of an opal, a little piece of opal fabric. And then the stitcher, I'm going to call it fussy cutting. In paper crafting, fussy cutting would be every little teeny tiny edge is generally where the term comes from for paper crafting. But when I fussy cut my stitching, this is usually what I do. So that's why I call it that as well. So we have several that were fussy cut like that. And so when I do that term, basically just generally cutting out the shape is what I mean. And then it was placed on the paper that really creates the background and is the same theme as the stitch. And then we have the base cardstock, which also is oh, look at that. See, sometimes it's so much fun looking at these and looking at them again because you pick up some details, subtle details. But the base cardstock is actually also has a design on it, a little bit of an embossed type of look to the base cardstock. This next one is a type of stitching that I'm intrigued by trying, and I really loved seeing this when I saw it. This is trad, I don't know if it's supposed to be traditional or trad, a CC bird. So a CC stitching is the type of stitching where you stitch around something and the negative space creates the picture. So the bird itself is not stitched, but the design around it is. And I think it's such a lovely idea and so much fun that I definitely want to try that. Maybe that's something in 2025 that I will give a go. And the stitcher also just did small little back-stitched corners to just basically almost frame their piece and give it that tiny little extra finishing touch. Really lovely. And see, inspired me to try something new for next year. Alrighty, let's go. What's next? This next one here is, I think it's from, yes, Robin Birdwell from Not Forgotten Farm. And I'm going to try, there we go, if I angle it. I really wanted to show this one close up for a reason. So we have the stitched piece and we have it on the base cardstock. But then it's funny because again, this was one that it didn't really register. But look at the base of that. Isn't that very clever? So I don't know. If I was to guess, I would say that's raffia ribbon and it's all kind of cut up into pieces. I am not sure. So the designer of this, if you're watching, send me I would love to get a message from you. Did I guess right or is it something else? So it was kind of designed and created so it looks like the bird is sitting on like hay or straw, and it's very clever. Yeah, that does it. I'm gonna guess, but let me know if my guess was right. So much fun. I had never thought of that. Now we have several that are done with perforated paper, which is also a great idea, especially if maybe if you wanted to fussy cut around that kind of paper and you'd feel a bit more comfortable with that, especially if you've done mill hill kits or things like that before. And if you do a mill hill and you decide you want to use the fabric or use fabric rather than the actual stuff given to you, then there's an idea for you that you can then use the perforated paper for trading cards. Sorry about that. I had a pop-up come up on my phone, so it distracted me for a moment. I forgot to put do not disturb on my phone. So here we go. These are, no, I did. I wanted to make sure when there's writing, sometimes I want to make sure I read it to make sure I give you the information if they've given you where it's from. We have two different really lovely kind of bluebirds with a butterfly. So we have multiple things with wings right here. And the stitcher then also had a 2024 charms. So they used a small little brad, which would fit, I would imagine the little prongs of the brad would fit easily in the perforated paper. And they were able to attach that. So there's a cute little charm there. So that's another great use. If you have extra yearly charms that you're not sure what to do with, you can add them to your trading cards. And the two edges are stitched and finished differently. I'm not sure what that design would be where you go up and down or side at the edges. And so it's all finished off edgewise that way. And then this one, this stitcher stitched X's all the way around a border and created a border that way and finished them off. So there we go. We have our two things with wings. If some of these stitches are clearly related in some way from the same stitcher, so in some cases I will show you them as pairs when they come up. I just have a pile right here of all the trading cards. I can't remember if it was 83 or 93. We had a wonderful turnout for this swap. So I may not always get the two together, but hopefully I'll do my best with this one. This one is from a monthly series, but they don't remember the designer, and it's a dragonfly. And backed on a sparkly cardstock. It kind of reminds me of Basil cardstock for my paper crafters out there, but I'm not sure if that's the brand or not. The design and look of it kind of just reminds me of that. And the stitcher chose cardstock that would match the colors within their stitch and their fabric, because their fabric is a slightly various colors and shades of pastel pales and pinks. So there you go. Dragonflies were definitely another popular one. So cool. All right, next. This one right here is a lovely, cute little bird. I feel like I've seen this bird design before. It's like a spunky, sassy little bird, but I don't remember where. And then the stitcher added a bunch of different elements. First up here, we'll start up top. We have a little bow with the word fall. And then over here we have kind of the ribbon was made into kind of a bow look. And then they have a ribbon flower attached to the center of it. And it is adorable. It's wrapped ribbon. I've seen that done. I don't know how to do it myself, but I think it's quite lovely. And then we have pattern paper as the base. That is a fall design to kind of pull it all in. And this was fussy cut around as well. So you have the choice. You can use your fabric as your canvas and have it like that, or you can fussy cut and use your stitching and then create a different type of canvas, or combination of the two. There's so many ideas to do with that. This one is also perforated paper, and this one is a fussy cut perforated paper. Let me see if it tells me where it's from. Pattern. It's part from Halloween Parade from the Blue Flower. So the stitched piece, all of this is all fussy cut and then layered onto, I think it's pattern paper. Actually, it's either pattern paper or it's cardstock. I'm not sure which one. But it's a textured, really kind of neat little texture. So it adds depth to the picture because it's sitting on something that has texture as well. Great idea. We also have a few peacocks within our stitched things with wings. And this one is from Ultimate Cross Stitch Flowers, Volume 12. And so the stitcher here, again, fussy cut around the stitching, placed it on a matching color of cardstock, and then we have two, I'm guessing, thin washi tapes. So if you really explore washi tapes, you can get them in all sorts of diameters, from super thick to super, super thin. And one of them is a matching color to the peacock, and one also has kind of a glittery, sparkly design. So all the colors just kind of all feed into all the colors of the peacock. Butterflies, another great option for things with wings. This one is from Ultimate Cross Stitch Magazine, Volume 14. And so the stitcher used the bright yellow as their backdrop to stitch their butterfly, and gosh, really lovely with all the different colors. I got distracted. And then used, I would assume this is washi tape again. And the bottom here is 2 layers and the top here is 1. And it's glittery washi tape with a color that would match the whole scheme. I love pastels. I love brights. I love color combinations. So much fun what you can do with color. This next one here is from a Waxing Moon design from 2005. Autumn Minis Crow. And so we have a stitched piece right here. So we have, which would have worked for the pumpkin birthday Sal. We have the different stitched parts of the piece. And then these two leaves are, I think they're wooden. They feel wooden. So they're little wooden elements that were placed on the side over here to fill in the space of the stitched part for the entire size of the trading card. Really cute. We have this adorable little bird here. This is patterned from Perforated. So super cute. We have the bird actually, and we have a ladybug. So two things with wings. And the stitcher here, stitched on a very, very light, pale kind of green. And then they used felt, which is always, I like using felt too, as a kind of a base, the ground. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. And they use pinking shears, which is another great idea. If you have, I mean, you can do it as, sometimes there's cutters that have that, those different designs, or the actual scissors that have that design. Whatever you happen to have, it's a great way to kind of finish off felt. Sometimes if you want kind of that, they wanted that little grass kind of ground look, and it's super cute. Great idea. All right, next. This one right here is Ladybug by Sweet Annette is the design. There we go. And so we have a full coverage sort of stitch right there. And then it was basically cut right to the corners of the full coveragey part. Has a little backstitched border and some lovely backstitch flowers. All those flowers, there's backstitch to that. And then they used a matching piece of base cardstock to finish it all off. Really lovely. This next one, very cute idea. So this one here, it's a design from Irina Konoplich, and it's a paper plane, because planes are things with wings. So we have a paper airplane right here. And so what they did here, which is really kind of neat, so they have the stitched part inside. It says have fun, and we have the paper airplane with kind of a look of, you know, the flying tail of, say, the smoke or something behind to show flying. And then what they did is they have patterned paper, I would say that's patterned paper, in front of that. And they, you know, cut open an opening and then brought back all the little pieces of paper. So it's almost like the plane is going to fly out from their piece. And so it's like it's popping out from the piece. Really, really clever idea. I would not have thought of that, but a lot of fun. Really neat. And again, paper airplanes, something with wings. So there's so many different ways you could go with this theme. Our next one here is from the Halloween Tiny Town, which I've always thought the tiny towns would make really cute trading card ideas because they're nice and small sizes that it would really work. So this one here, the stitcher had the stitched part, and then they used brads on either side, a trio of brads in kind of a a bronze, gold, and black design. And then they used kind of they're like a type or a lighter color of, say, a brass. They're kind of like a paper clip. They would remind me of. Maybe, I don't know if that's what they would be used for in real life. In crafting, we use things for all sorts of, and they put a nice kind of cool curly Q corner, which then plays off of the curly Qs from the tree. So the design element kind of plays one right into the other. This one, again, another perforated paper, but I think this time the stitcher might have colored the paper. There is a technique where you can use ink pads and you can color perforated paper. I'm not 100% sure, but I'd just be really surprised if there was perforated paper this color. So I'm guessing it was done by the stitcher themselves. And then they have, do they say this looks like a, yeah, I was gonna say it looks like a Doreen Jones. Christmas Sal by Doreen Jones. This came from, it's modified from the Christmas Sal. And then we have the ribbon that's tucked underneath to look like a bow with a button attached. I don't know if it's a button within a button or if that was the way the one button came. And everything attached and sewn down to match the coloring. I have not done a lot with perforated paper, and I have not tried coloring it, but I mean, I have ink pads galore up there, so I really don't have any excuses. I'll have to give that a try. Oh, and look at this, and this was not planned, but this is also a perforated paper piece. It is from Halloween Parade by the Blue Flower, and how cute is that? That we have a costume with wings. And this is fussy cut, so this is cut very tight, perforated paper wise. And then we have matching brad. Well, are they brads? No, they are not. You can get stickery like, they're raised slightly, but you can get kind of those raised stickery pieces that look like the tops of brads. And so they put those in the corners with the matching. Oh, and there we go. I don't want to get too much glare for you. So very cute. Then we have, okay, remind me, a horse with wings would be called a Pegasus, correct? So we have a really fun piece here with lots of back stitching, which really brings it alive. Quite lovely there. So if I'm misspoken and it's not a Pegasus, let me know what it should have been. But I think that's what it is. All right, this next one here is from a pattern from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitch, Spring 2024. And we have a beautiful butterfly with a matching flower. And the fabric looks almost very light pale lilac, which is where the lilac, the purple flower would come in, and that would match the purple within the butterfly. Very fun. This one here, I remember seeing this in, it's just Cross Stitch magazine, and I think it was the summer this year, because I remember there was a two-piece set of patterns in this one. One was kind of like a nighttime zine and one was a daytime zine, and this one would obviously be the nighttime. Really fun. And we have a little bit of, well, a lot of back stitching, to be honest with you, but it looks great actually. All of the portions in here, all of this is all back stitch. Is the, yep, up here in the jar as well. Very fun. Next one here, again, bats, given that it was fall, was a popular theme as well, which is always so much fun. So many things. If I had stitched more of them, there were several different ideas I would have thought of as well, or would have done. Bats and owls were definitely things in my radar. Oh, and we have an owl coming up because I'm looking down. So there you go. This one was fussy cut, and then it was layered on some paper, which was then also fussy cut, which is a fun idea. So they layered it on purple paper, as well as the same layer cardstock here, and then they had some pattern paper that pulled it all in and tied it all together, color and theme-wise. Fun. All right, let's go to this owl. I've never seen this owl before. It is from Autumn Squares by Emily Call Stitching. Isn't he cute? So this was cut into an oval, which was really lovely done because I'm afraid to freehand ovals or circles. And then we have pattern. No, it's not pattern paper. I made this mistake before when I first looked at it. It's fabric. So you can use, if you don't have the paper, but you have, you know, scraps of fabric. Again, you wouldn't need much, really, but you could have a scrap of fabric. You could place that on the base and then have that as your background to your stitching. And then the stitcher used metal corners, which is a fun idea too, if you want to kind of attach everything and keep it all in and tie it all together. All right, next one here. Let's make sure I have this proper, because sometimes, you know, how some stitches can go in different directions. All right, this is The Promise by Renee Magritte, 1966. And we have, did I read that right? Yeah. So we have this lovely stitched bird, and then the stitcher they kept the fabric. So underneath here, we have the layer of the stitch, and then we have the fabric. But then they used, I would say, those are probably stickers, but they are clear border stickers. So it makes the stitched piece really pop away from the actual fabric itself, which is a really fun idea. And size-wise, these corners were just right. So they kind of pretty much frame the entire stitch. This one, lots of fun. What is this now? Oh, no, doesn't tell me, but that's okay. Doesn't have to. I just have not seen this before, so that's a lot of fun. Fussy cut and layered onto the base cardstock, and we have, it's probably washi tape, and then we have just a couple flat back kind of crystal kind of stickery in kind of matching colors, which is a lot of fun. Now this one here, I'm going to take a moment to take them out, but the stitcher put them in these fun little kind of pockets, envelope pockets. So I'm going to keep those in them. And so whoever gets these will get them in this, just so that they stay exactly as the stitcher had done them. Oh gosh. All right. I'm going to show them together and then I'll show them apart because they are two different colors. So I want to give both colors their due. And does it say? It's Gothic Raven Ornament Harp Seal Crafts. So there you go. Very fun. So it is the same stitch, although this one, let's do this one first. This is a sparkle. So I don't know if it's an étoile or a different type of floss, but the purple sparkles. And then the stitcher they sort of fussy cut. They kind of cut the shape around what the design is. Have a little bit of a very sparkly cardstock here, which they wrote Nevermore. And then a very fun, and I don't know if they created this. It could be created or bought this way. But it is embossed. And then it has kind of specks and sparkles of glitter, and I don't know if it was kind of dry brushed with something. There's so many more techniques out there paper crafting wise that I don't know about because I've been out of it for a little while now. So it could be used with something that I don't know exists is what I'm saying. And this one right here has that same kind of background technique, but was stitched in a red. So really fun. I'm going to just take the time to put these back in the little envelopes just to keep them safe. So forgive the top of my head for a moment here. Alrighty, there they go. All right, this next one here is a stitched bee and the letter B. How fun is that? Or a couple stitched bees. And so the stitcher took up the entire canvas of the fabric and stitched with that. And then they added a bit of kind of a jute twine around the edges, and then I wonder if it's kind of like a bead of sorts, because I do see kind of holes, so I bet you it is some sort of bead. And they have a sunflower bead up top to kind of tie in the whole stitch together, or design together, I should say. Speaking of bees, let's do a run of bees here, because there's a few right here. This one is from Heartstring Samplery, Festive Little Fobs. So we have this little bee, and then what the stitcher did was they took some, I would say ribbon or trim. I'm not sure, maybe trim, and used it all around the edges, which gives it some dimension and also frames out their stitched piece. So really great idea. Again, too, if you had scraps of those types of things, you can keep them and use them for the trading cards, because look at the size of the trading cards. You wouldn't need much. This one came from the 2024 Market Cookbook. Yeah, it's a pattern from the Market Cookbook. And so we have a queen bee here. So hand cut in a oval sort of shape and layered on a honeycomb patterned paper in purple, which is really fun. I've never seen purple honeycombed patterned paper. I wonder if they colored it themselves or if it came that way. I'm not sure. It almost looks watercolored, to be honest with you. Fun. And, oh, no, this one's not a bee. It is a peacock. This is Peppa Peacock from Love Poppet. And isn't that lovely? So this was stitched and then fussy cut and placed on a beautiful piece of patterned paper, or cardstock, actually. I'm not sure. It might be a cardstock base. Either way, what they did was to take advantage of the cornering and have it almost look like it's over the peacock. They put the peacock in the front corner and then had the design all around it. So that creates the background for the stitched piece. I have to tell you, when I look at all of these, I had so much patterned paper that I got rid of when I moved down here to Delaware because I just didn't have the room for it or space for it. And now I wish I'd kept it all, because when I see things like that, I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. This is really cute. The background, clever design. This is a dragonfly pattern, dragonfly ornament from Doreen Jones. So I'm going to show you the two up together because they are the same idea by the stitcher. One dragonfly looks a little bit bigger than the other one. So let me show you what the stitcher did with this to create their background. They have, so this blue right here is actually their base cardstock, their brightest blue. Then they have two other layered pieces that they then cut holes in to make it look like a pond. And then they have paper that they cut in to make it look like lily pads. So it basically looks like the dragonfly is flying over the pond with the lily pads. Very cute idea. And I really like the depth that was created with that. You know, kind of makes you, kind of draws you into the pond look. Okay, this one. This was also another clever interpretation of something with wings. As the family grows, we just add on another wing to our house. So they created a house that looks like it has wings because, you know, when you add on, you can say it's another wing to your house. So I thought that was very cute. 365 designs, cross-stitch all through the year. Sam Hawkins is where the design is from. And we have a fun patterned paper background that the stitcher used to place their fussy cut stitching on. Now we have this adorable little bunny and chick from Just Cross Stitch June 2018 Mini Bunnies. And I think it's stitched, yep, it's stitched with sparkle floss. I'm maybe a 12, I'm not 100% sure. I am not well versed in all the different types of flosses and all. So I'm just throwing that out there, but it could be something completely different. And then the stitcher used fabric to put on their base cardstock and use that as a background for their stitch. Super cute. This one here, the stitcher used from the same, I would assume the same design that they adapted, and it's from Just Cross Stitch Spring 2024. So I'm going to show you the two together first. And then we have, if I come up close, we have a cute little purple bird and then a cute little pink bird. Really cute. And those are stitched on a very light pale lilac color, which fits perfectly for the design aesthetic of the colors of the stitch. Next we have a dragon. This one is the water dragon. And it has a few different techniques here. It was cut down and then fringed on the edges, which I know I haven't tried yet, and I keep saying I'm going to try it one of these times. And then they used, I think these are brads. Well, they're either brads or brad tops alone that were attached. I'm not sure. But they put them in the corners to match all of the colors of the dragon and the base cardstock. Very cute. All right, let's go back to peacocks. This one right here, we have a beautiful flowing peacock. And all of that stitched area is stitched. Those flowers look like they're lazy daisies, but I don't know. I've never done one, so I don't know. I'm going by the pictures. And then there is a very pretty trim around the edges, or is that, I don't know if that's cording that was made or trim. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not well versed in all the extra stuff. And then a beautiful kind of a brass almost steampunk heart to go with the peacock. Very pretty. We have a butterfly here. This is the pattern from Punch Needle Primitive Stitch from spring of 2024. So similar to our purple butterfly with flower, the stitcher went with, is that a periwinkle? It's almost like it almost looks like a variegated blue, but almost periwinkle to match with the base fabric and the colors in the butterfly. Really pretty. All right, these are in the container here, so I'm not going to take them out. Nope, it just says 2024 stitch things with wings. And we have an adorable little cardinal. So we have the two. Let me show you one up close. So this stitched piece is then cut in basically near perfect ovals. I'm very jealous of your oval cutting skills and beautiful pattern paper to evoke kind of a winter scene with the colors that match the cardinal perfectly. So we have those two. All right, next, this one is the Symbol of Protection Staff of Mercury, adapted and adopted by the Physicians U.S. Army Medical Corps. So yet another variation of something with wings, things with wings. And that is stitched, yep, that looks like a toile. So we have, oh, can you see? I can kind of see there's a sparkle to the stitch. And then it's fussy cut around shape-wise, and the paper, the cardstock that it is backed on is also sparkle. So there's a lot of shimmer and glimmer to this one. Alrighty, let's see here. This one we have is a stitched angels, which also have wings. For the Love of Cross Stitch, May 1995. So we have two very cute angels, and it says, I believe in angels. I should write down all the different variations of things with wings people came up with, because it really is adorable. Oh, speaking of angels, this was not planned. They just happened to come up right after another here. This one is a pattern from Christmas Ornaments by Cooler Design Studio. And it is a little angel snowman. So you see the little wings right there and the little halo. And then there is like, I don't know what this would be. If it would be kind of a charm or a bead. I don't know the exact term, but they have a snowflake up top to pull in the whole design of the adorable snowman. Really cute. Here we have the cutest little dragon. This is from Just Cross Stitch Autumn 2024, the Enchanted Autumn Cabin. And there were multiple dragons in that piece, or there were more than one. You saw one already stitched. This is another one from there. And then the stitcher stitched a kind of a back-stitched border around the dragon and fringed the edges of their piece and put it on a kind of celestial sort of pattern paper, so it looks like the dragon is flying among the sky. Really cute. Well, here we go. There's back-to-back dragons. Oh, from the same stitcher, it looks like. And so it's also from the same. So you can see there were multiple dragons in this piece. And this one here, they used, oh, it's the same. Look at that. So this back here is like, oops, sorry, is like a silver. Do you see there? A silver kind of almost prism-like, you know, with the rainbow sort of colors shine to it of the base cardstock. This one you can see a lot more of it there. Same idea with the back-stitched border around the dragon, the fringed edges on the kind of the celestial kind of pattern paper, and then you can really see the base reflecting. Really cute. All right, next we have a bird from the Just Cross Stitch Spring 2024. Oh, this is with the, so we had a purple bird, a pink bird, and a blue bird. How cute. Really fun. Oh, I like that. Oh, and there's cute little, so this is stitched on a almost a very light purpley fabric, and if you look really close, there are purple flowers on that branch. This one is, oh, it doesn't tell me where it's from. A very super cute owl. Look at that. That is an owl that has spunk or sass or something. Very fun. And this stitcher did a really fun circle element, but then used the edge of their cardstock to kind of break that off, and it ties into the edge of the branch. Really clever idea. And then we have one layer of cardstock to kind of tie in color-wise, and then base cardstock that is designed. So then, and oh, look at that. How cute. So you've got the stripe design in the owl itself, and then the pattern paper, the base cardstock is got a stripe design. So it ties in element-wise between the stitched piece and the background. Oh, and again, I don't plan this, but we have another owl here. This one here is Autumnal Owl. The pattern is from, 100 Owls from Owl Forest Embroidery. Oh, well, you could have had all sorts of ideas there. I don't have that piece. I believe it's a free one, though. And that's kind of neat. So they cut it into their square, but then they only fringe the top and the bottom. I've not seen that before. That's a great idea if you don't want to do all four sides. And then there's 2 different layers of pattern papers. Oh, no. Look at, see, again, this feels like it's fabric. So there's a layer of fabric on the base, and then they used pattern paper that was ripped to go over the fabric on either side of their stitched piece. Really cute idea. Oh, we have another little angel wing bear. How adorable is that? And then the stitcher, I have thought about doing this and I have not done it yet. So kudos to you. The stitcher, this is a stitch, kind of like a die cut piece. And they were able to fit it over, so the opening of the die cut piece fits over their stitching. And so they're framing their stitching within the paper. And then just some, it's die cut with little hearts on the edges. So then they have larger hearts here in the corners to finish it out. Super cute. This one here, we have Cardinal Calling, the Quirky Quaker Owl. No. Well, it wouldn't be Quirky Quaker. It would be Quirky Quaker, I guess. And we have a lovely cardinal there stitched on. That looks like rustico-ish. And then this are pieces of pattern paper. So ripped in this way and then ripped in that way. So it kind of frames out the bird, which is a fun idea. Darling and Whimsy Designs. Oh. Oh, goodness. This one is, it's from Jardin Privé, and so you know the titles are not in English, but I think the translation is supposed to be The Farm. So here we go with the chicken. Oh, sassy looking chicken. And we have, it's fringed along the edges, and each edge has got a brad to frame out, especially this, because you've got the stitched frame, which, oh my goodness, is little... Okay, it's back stitched into little chicken footprints. That's adorable. And then on the base cardstock. And so the brads, they frame out the 4 corners of that kind of inside section. Ooh, spunky owls. This one is definitely a spunky owl. Look at that. That one has real kind of spunk to it. The eyes of that and the face. It's like, I'm coming for you. And it is stitched on kind of like a tea-dyed sort of look, which is perfect for the colors within the owl. Alrighty, here we have, Flying Horse is a Pegasus, because we have another one here that is labeled Pegasus. And it is from Doreen Jones, The World of Cross Stitching, issue 329, February of 2024. And so we have this Pegasus flying. Fussy cut around the edges with a kind of patterned, oh, there you go. See the kind of the sparkle to the pattern paper, which kind of makes it look like the Pegasus is kind of going to be flying in the background there, maybe against the sun with some fun sparkle. Oh, this is cute. This is a bird from Irresistible Gifts, Cross Stitcher Magazine, and we have cute little bird that has been stitched, and then all of the edges have been fringed before placed on base cardstock. I'll get it right. Super cute. Here we have different shades of black floss. Oh, neat. On the piece. And then, oh yeah, if you look closely, there are different, it probably may not show up on the camera, but there are different shades to the owl. And then we have, I don't know if those are foam or, no, they feel like wood. Different elements that are placed on top of this really amazing fabric. And if I know, because I know I can see who this is from, I wouldn't be surprised if they hand dyed that themselves. Very cool. Lots of movement on that one. Okay, next one. Here we have angels. And so this stitcher stitched 2 of these. And so they're basically mirror images of each other. So I'll show you one. And again, those perfectly cut ovals on the beautiful patterned paper. Oh no, that's not paper. That looks like fabric. You know, I'm thinking that's fabric now. I don't think that's paper. Very cool. Yeah, without taking them out, I'm not going to. I would be able to tell by feel, but again, great use of the extra fabric strips if you have them, or just fabric designs that you want to use. Alrighty, here we have, I want to say this would this be considered a grasshopper, cicada? The design is from Cross Stitch Happy Days by Kyoko Maruka. And look at that, how cool is that? So we have all of this top part is all stitched. Quite lovely. I love the colors. I find them very soothing. And then this is a base of, I don't know if that's washi tape. That might be washi tape actually. And then they cut it just enough, the fabric, so it covers the little edge of it before they had, probably did the washi tape on their base and then put their stitch piece over that, would be my guess. And all the colors match quite nicely. We have, oh goodness, the writing here, my eyes. I can't see 100%. I want to say it says Murder Puffin. Oh yeah, Mothman pattern from Murder Puffin. Whew. You tested my eyes on that one. Very cute, adorable edging around it with the border, and then almost exactly, wow, almost exactly on each corner, so it looks perfectly framed within the size. Nicely placed on the fabric for framing of your fabric. Oh, wait a minute, there's another one of those somewhere, so I want to make sure. Oh, here they are. So this was a technique that the stitcher wanted to try. And I thought, because they said, could I do something like this? And I said, well, why not? So I'll see if I could be able to show these to you. But these are, they used, oh, basically, what would this be? Almost like the film. It reminds me of, do you remember when we had the overhead projectors and you had things on that film? I can't remember what it was called now. The patterns are from Doreen Jones. And so this one is actually, let me show you this one first. This is double-sided. So they have stitched pieces on both sides. And it's the same flower. So here they created kind of that rolling hill. And they have it on that side with the bees over here, and that would be a sticker. But they actually did it and gave you a back with their information here of that. And then this one, this is, I don't know if they designed this or if it came like that. But how cool is that? And then they have the ladybug there placed right in there as a ready-made background. So when they asked, could they use that as a base? I said, absolutely, because as long as it's 2.5 by 3.5, you can use your imagination of what kind of base you wanted. I had not seen anybody, including myself, think of stitching this like this before, but great idea. So really, you know, step outside your comfort zone if you want to. Really just has to be within those different specifications, and it works. Okay, this one gave me a chuckle. Things with wings, we have the Batman symbol. And that is all the way to the edges, which makes total sense. Like, you really wouldn't want anything else on that because you want to focus right on the symbol itself. So that was a very cute idea. I've never even seen the Batman symbol stitched before, so that was fun. This one here, we have Watchful Gardener from Quirky Quaker. Darling and it's a Quirky Quaker, Darling and Whimsy. So Fussy Cut, and we have, that looks like, yep, that's a fabric base. And then we have this look of what it's pattern paper, but it's got kind of that watercolor sort of design to it on either side, top and bottom, to kind of frame out the bird in a different way than the other cardinal. This next one right here is part of Greek mythology. So Greek mythology designs Wonder Stitch UA, and it is an adapted design, and it is a flying monkey. That's fun. Again, something I wouldn't have thought of. This one right here is a set of beads by Little Beehive, and look at that fabric. That background, that kind of mottled fabric gives a perfect background, making it look like we're outside with the stitch. And then really all the stitcher had to do was place it on. That looks like a designed base cardstock, like a cardstock that comes with a textured design, which is kind of fun because it mirrors kind of the texture you might get on a beehive if you were really to get that close to a beehive. All right, When Pigs Fly, Euphoria X Stitchery from Etsy. So here we have a flying pig, and then we have I wonder, oh, actually, this is a 2-layered cardstock, I think, because I don't feel any difference in there. So how clever is that to use that in the sense of you have your ground here, and we have a little pig sticker with a question mark. And the title of this is, Can I Really Fly? I need to give you all of the context for that. And then we have the flying pig in the sky. Oh, that's cute. Oh, this is kind of a cute owl. This one reminds me of, okay, so the pattern from December 2012, Enjoy the Little Things by Stony Creek, kind of reminds me of, it's so funny, I just saw, when you stream things, you know how you can't not see commercials, right? Sometimes you have to watch them. I saw the Tootsie Roll owl. I saw that ad, which was been around since I was a kid, probably. I don't know how long it's been around, of how many licks would you get out of a Tootsie Roll lollipop. But doesn't that owl kind of remind you of that? It does me, at least. And then we have a very cute little charm in the corner because you have an owl with a stitched butterfly and a little butterfly charm kind of flying around next to the stitched one. Speaking of butterflies, this one here, it doesn't tell me where it's from. We have a beautiful little circle of butterflies stitched. You can place it, actually, that might be cute like that. And so it almost, how clever. If you look, doesn't that look like a flower? But then when you look close, it's a set of butterflies. What is that called when you have a bigger picture that's made of smaller things? Oh, that's so cute. And again, until I saw it kind of on the screen, I didn't quite see that. Oh, I don't want them to fall. We have, oh, this is cute. Better Homes and Gardens, Beautiful Cross Stitch is where this one is from. And, oh, they use the little beads for the bird eyes. So I don't know if you can see that close. And then there's a bunch of little back stitching to create kind of that bird nest and give it some texture. And this would be on patterned paper, it looks like, with some little layers of washi tape on either side. Very skinny. So you can see how skinny you can get your washi tape, depending on what size you want to use. Very cute. Oh, look at this little dragon. Etsy Revenja Dragon Sweet Annette, it looks like. And so look at this little stitch dragon, which is very fussy cut. Wow, I am impressed at how tight that's cut with fabric. And then we have patterned paper, kind of a whole, unless they made that themselves. I wonder if they made that themselves. They might have drawn all of that and done all of that themselves. Very cool. And so it looks like, you know, a background there with almost some robots and some lightning from the clouds and some rain, because we have our dragon with an umbrella. Oh yes, if you created this, let me know. Did you draw all that yourself? That's very cool. I have zero drawing talent, zero. Here we have a sweet little butterfly with some flowers, and almost like these remind me of like the dandelion little things that get, you know, out in the air as well. And then a back-stitched border that layers almost to the edge. So there you go. Then you place your stitch piece right on the base cardstock. Very cute. Here we have, design is from Cross Stitch Happy Days by Kyoko Maruka. And we have a beautiful, looks like a ladybug with some beautiful flowers. This is the same as the other, you recognize the designer and the look. I find these designs very soothing to the eye. So the stitch piece is layered over some, this would be washi tape that is more of a greenery sort of design to match the greenery of the piece. Quite lovely. Here we have a bee. Oh, this is written on dark. If you get it, you'll be able to see it because you can take it out of the plastic, but I'm not going to be able to see where it's from. But they do say it. I can read pattern from, but I can't read anything else. So a beautiful bee with a lot of backstitching. That wing is all those veins are backstitched. Fussy cut on some very pretty pattern paper that is at its base almost a honeycomb design with then flowers all around it. So perfectly designed to go with a bumblebee sort of, or a bee sort of design. Oh, here's another one on perforated paper. Very cute. Modified from Broom Keeps by Thistles. So we have some little charms coming off of this excuse me, excuse me, wooden element to kind of accompany the stitched element right here. And they have it so it's almost also sitting on the signs right here. And then the perforated paper just needs to be cut to the edges. And it looks like it's layered over pattern paper. So you can almost see from behind the depth and of the pattern paper there, which is a cute idea too. Great way to use the perforated paper. Oh, we have a sweet little Autumn Owl. Oh, Autumn Owl by Shannon Christine. And so we have the stitched piece, and then the stitcher cut it out circular and then put a trim around the edges and layered that all on a pattern paper. And it looks like almost like a tree, a wood grain. So it's almost kind of goes with the whole idea of the owl in the tree. Lovely. We're almost there, I promise. Oh, speaking of owls, I'm looking to see what we have left here. How many owls we have. Just a couple. And then we have, oh, we still have such a variety here. Having a Hoot. The designer is The World in Stitches. And so we have our stitched piece, and then we have kind of like, they're fabric-y. I've seen these I used to have these as flowers, which I no longer have, which is a bummer. But they're leaves kind of covering around the stitched piece. And then we have like a tree design, and we have some more of the leaves here at the top. So we have the owl surrounded by different types of autumn leaves. And it's a fussy cut owl. Speaking of fussy cutting, this one here is a bird with a pumpkin birthday style. And then we have the base layer of cardstock with, or I think, yeah, that might be cardstock. I don't know if there's paper on that. And then this is a ripped layer to create grass. and then some leaf stickers around your bird. Alrighty, here's another owl. This is, doesn't say where it's from. Another fun owl. I really like that owl design. Fussy cut and then placed on some fun background paper. So it almost looks, again, like it's got the stars behind it and it's just magically flying out there. Really fun. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, you know, you look at these more than once. This is Wilmar Crafts Corporation adapted design, and this little angel is called Twinkles. And so we have the stitched piece. Now the stitched piece itself is on perforated paper that has been fussy cut. And then to make the wings, the stitcher used, this looks like, again, kind of like that raffia, doesn't it? I don't know if that's exactly what it is. And then it's on a sparkle base cardstock that's textured, and then we have some star stickers up top. Very cute. Here we have an adorable little bird with a worm. Enjoy the Little Things by Emma Congdon. So we have all of this is stitched with some cute little stitched clouds, birds, and then a little bit of ribbon with a brad at the top corner. And that pattern paper, or the fabric is such a lovely blue. It really, you know, kind of contrasts nicely against the bird. Of course, I know you, if you know me, you're going to say, well, Laura, have you ever found a blue fabric you don't like? Which would be a fair question. Alrighty. Let's see here. 14 count. It's Kitty Bloom Zombie Strip. The bee. Oh, that's the Ada. Oh, interesting. By Kitty Bloom. Okay. Oh, stripe. Oh, interesting. So the stripes are the Ada itself. And then the bee plant window are from Pinterest. How cute is that? I've never seen stripes quite like that on the Ada. That's neat. And then we have a little kind of almost like a, it's not clay, but it's like a little element here that's been added. And then that is, I bet you that's fabric actually. Let me see if I just, yeah, that's fabric, not pattern paper. That's layered on. Well, that's fun. Very cool. We have some bats here. They're from Better Homes and Gardens, 2001 cross-stitch designs. So we have bats on the fun gray fabric. And again, you can see just slight variations in color. So it kind of looks like they're flying skywise. 3 more. We're almost there. The Sphinx. She is the guardian, protector, and riddle maker. And Greek mythology designs from Wonder Stitch UA. Oh, look at that. If I show it from a distance, actually, you can see the design. How cool. We have 2 more. We have one more butterfly. And so this is stitched and, okay, this is layered. So here we have, look at this beautiful bottom layer. I don't know what, I think that's all the way across. I don't know what that would be because it's attached to kind of like a fabric underneath. And then the stitched piece was layered perfectly over that in between these 2 kind of lacy designs. Oh, that's very pretty. I've never seen that before. And then it's put on some dark base cardstock to contrast. And to finish it up, we have a bird. And this is, the pattern is from May Airmail of Lindy Stitches, stitched over 1 on 32 count. So we have 8. Oh, wow. Those are tiny stitches. I have to say, I've never looked super close at some of the over 1 tiny stitching, but that is amazing. So it was able to fit on almost the entire trading card, and then they added a cute little matching ribbon up top to draw in the colors of the flowers. So there we go. That is our very last one. Oh, that was amazing. I am so blown away by each and every one of you who created these or have created any of the trading cards in the past for these swaps. Thank you for participating, and Mo and I will be doing the whole trading, putting in envelopes, mailing routine that we have. I've kind of already let him know and put him on notice that he's got some work he's got to do with me. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if they'll all get mailed. Sometimes I mail them in batches. I'll let you know as they start to go out when they're coming your way. But thank you again. Your creativity continues to inspire me and just show me how many different ways that we can create just wonderful little pieces of art. So hopefully maybe you'll join me in 2025 for some more swaps. But until next time, happy stitching.